10,000 years ago, someone looked at dirt and decided to cook with it. Not just any dirt, clay, shaped by hand, fired by flame, and filled with food that would feed empires. That simple clay pot became one of the most copied, most celebrated, and most misunderstood cooking tools in human history. It survived wars, dynasties, and every kitchen gadget known to man. But here's what nobody tells you. The tagine was never really about the food. So, what was it actually about? Morocco sits at the crossroads of Africa, Europe, and the Arab world. Phoenicians traded on its coast. Romans built cities there. Arabs, Berbers, and Saharan nomads all left something behind. Roughly the size of California, yet more distinct regional cuisines than most continents. The Berber people have lived there for at least 5,000 years. They never wrote cookbooks. They didn't need to. They had a pot that did the remembering for them. How does a clay pot hold a culture's entire memory? The tagine begins with the Berber people of North Africa. Nomads, desert crossers, mountain dwellers. They needed a pot that could do three things at once: cook slowly over an open fire, retain every drop of moisture in a landscape where water was life itself, and survive hundreds of miles of Saharan desert without cracking. That is a very specific problem. The cone-shaped lid was the very specific answer. Steam rises, hits the lid, cools, drops back down. The food bastes itself continuously for hours. No electricity, no timer, no steering. Just physics mastered in clay roughly 2,000 years ago. A solution so elegant that nobody has ever improved on it. Not once. In the 7th century, Arab armies swept across North Africa. They didn't just bring soldiers. They brought cumin, coriander, cinnamon, and ginger. Spices that had traveled thousands of miles from Persia and India along the ancient Silk Road. The Berber pot met the Arab spice trade. And the result was something neither culture could have invented alone. Sweet and savory in the same dish at the same time. Honey and lamb, dried fruit and slow-cooked meat. That combination felt almost scandalous in the ancient world. It took Europe another 800 years to even consider it. The tagine was doing it before most European countries even existed. By the 9th century, Fez has become one of the most sophisticated cities on earth. Its university, founded in 859 AD, is the oldest continuously operating university in the world. Still running, still teaching, today. In its royal kitchens, the tagine was no longer a survival tool. It was an art form. Preserved lemons, cracked olives, argan oil found nowhere else on the planet, and saffron, worth more per ounce than gold, dissolved into the braising liquid of a clay pot that started life in a desert camp. The dish had traveled from nomad fire to palace banquets, and had not changed its shape by a single inch. That is either genius or stubbornness. In Berber culture, there is no difference between the two. Then came the Ottomans. The 16th century brought yet another layer to an already complex history. New trade routes, new ingredients. Each new influence absorbed. The way the cone lid absorbs steam, quietly, completely. The tagine didn't resist outside cultures, it digested them, and always came out tasting like itself. Here is something worth remembering. The word tagine refers to both the pot and the dish cooked inside it. No separate word for container and food. In Berber culture, that was intentional. The vessel and the meal are one thing. The cook and the tradition are one thing. That is not a linguistic coincidence. That is a philosophy. Remember the question from the beginning? The tagine was never really about the food. It was about survival. It was about memory. And people with no written language passed down everything they knew through heat, clay, and spice across 5,000 years. Through the shape of a lid, unchanged since before Rome was an empire, every tagine ever made is an unbroken line. It is not a recipe, it is civilization, still warm to the touch. Follow the history, not just the recipe.